Um, so what we're going to talk about today is we're going to go into having market replay data easily accessible at your fingertips. One of my favorite things about NinjaTrader is the ability to do market replay, because you can go back and you can get months of experience in minutes or an hour, depending upon how much time you want to spend on it. But you don't have to wait for the market to tick. You don't have to wait for the market to move and just sit there and spend tons and tons of hours, and that's obviously can take a lot of time. And basically it'll take longer for you to get up to speed. And so I want to go through basically how it works, why you want to use it, how to set it up, and some of the benefits, basically just using market replay. And we'll have, of course, a special offer as well that we'll put up there for you. And just to let you know, I'm actually not with Market Replay. I'm with Apex Investing Institute over at apexinvesting.com. And it's just a product that I use at a lot of our traders. We have over 7,000 active traders at Apex Investing, and we teach them how to trade futures, Forex, stock, options, Nadex binaries, Nadex spreads, and we have, I want to say something like 700 hours of free education, a lot of free tools, and free trading forums, free webinars every week, live webinars every week. I have a live radio show I do every day, where I go through market commentary. I placed a trade yesterday on air. Made like $1,700 on the trade live in the market, and in about 30 minutes. So, anyways, would love to help you in your trading as well. But just got together with Alex, and he's like, "Hey, can you put together this presentation? I know you love the product." And so I was like, "Yeah, sure. I'd love to present on it." So I am actually from Apex Investing, but just wanted to let you know sort of the background there. We got to do any kind of risk disclaimer, all that fun stuff. Obviously, trading involves risk. Make sure you know what you're doing before you do it, et cetera, et cetera. Trading is your responsibility. And so what is market replay? Market replay is looking back at a chart historically, but not just scrolling back. Because if you just scroll back, you sort of have that tendency to cheat and trade from the left side of the chart, right? We've all done that. And how magical everything looks when you look at the left side of the chart, but from the right side of the chart, it just doesn't quite look as pretty. At best, you can sort of scroll left and click right on your arrow, click the right arrow and sort of go forward, but that's going to give you bar by bar, not tick by tick. And you want to get the reality. You want to get the full thing. You want to be able to get time and sells. You want to be able to get DOM. You want to be able to actually see every tick happening. You want the actual volume as it grows. And you can go through and you can use market replay in NinjaTrader to get level 1 and level 2 data. And level 2 is so you can see that depth of market. So if you use things like, different kind of market, volume delta indicators, expected volume indicators, if you trade out the DOM, if you use time and sells, you're going to need level 2 data. If you don't use that, you need at least level 1 data. But it's good to have both either way. And you can simulate live trading, which means you can basically rewind the tape, and then you can go forward for any strategy that you want to test out, any idea, any pattern that you think you see. You can now go back and look at, like, say, the last year, and you can walk forward. And you can jump to a specific time. And then you can play that in sort of a real time or in hyperspeed. You can go up to 500 times faster. Benefit for going really fast is you're not waiting, like during the slow hours, the market's not moving. You can just speed up, and then you can slow it back down. Let's say you're doing an automated strategy. You can go in and make it go up to 500 times faster than live time. So you can make it move really, really fast, and obviously that has a lot of benefits when using market replay. So, question for you. How often are you trying to, test out a new system or a new strategy? I mean, is that something that you do pretty regularly? You get an idea, you want to test something out. And maybe the way you're testing it out right now is you're just going back on a chart and just trying to look at it, or maybe you're just trading it live going forward. Is it pretty common that you are trying to constantly learn and improve as a trader? So most of the traders that I talk to, they're always improving. I know I'm always improving as a trader. I've been trading for well over 10 years, and I'm hopping in and constantly trying to get better and better and better as a trader. And so hopefully you're doing the same thing. You're always improving. You get an idea, you buy a new indicator, you download a new indicator, you learn a new system on a webinar. You don't just want to hop into it with live money, and you don't just want to, take 3 months to test it out. You want to hop in and you want to test the thing now, and you want to back test it. And the best way to back test that is market replay. Like I said, 6 months, 12 months, and basically, time is money, but also, money is time. It goes back and forth. And so you want to be able to do that quickly, but you want to make sure that you do go back and test it, so you're not just testing every new idea under the sun, because obviously live trading is expensive if you don't know what you're doing, if you're just testing something out, and the demo trading can take forever while you're waiting on the market to move. And so I got a question that says, does it work on specific contracts like Nadex binaries? This will work on the underlying markets for those, so you can test those out. And Apex is actually building a tool for backtesting. We're actually recording all the data for that. So that'll be a future feature that we'll add on ourselves. But it will let you test out the underlying markets, such as Boomerang and Spike Striker and things like that. So you can test out the strategy. Just you won't have the exact contracts for that, because it's a derivative. So you're testing underlying markets. It's the data feeds into NinjaTrader. So any futures market, Forex market, a lot of stock markets, things like that. So how long does it take you? If you practice going forward, it can take a long time, right? It can take at least a day, hopefully much more than that. To get months of data, obviously it could take you months. Going backwards, you're sort of, again, you get that whole, starting to look at the left side of the chart thing and not getting the accurate data because you're scrolling bar by bar. You may hit the wrong button, and all of a sudden you just fast forward a day, you lose your place. But more than that, you can actually place your simulation trades in there. So while you're doing market replay, not only do you have the data flowing forward at whatever speed you want, but you also can go in and actually put in your simulation trades versus trying to manually write them on paper or in Excel. Okay, I bought here. Okay, I sold here. And even if you're doing a derivative market, you can at least put in the buy and sell and track, where you got in, where you got out, and see, then you can apply calculations to a derivative from there. But you can actually put in all the simulations to keep track of, your progress. So if you could actually simulate a trade, live trading, and know if your system works, would that help you out to help you speed up your learning curve, to help you test a new idea or a new system? Would that be beneficial to you as a trader? If you were able to expedite your learning curve and expedite your confidence by testing it out. And so, yeah, there we go. Trying to get a couple comments there. All right. So once you get that learning curve up and you got it going, you can test it in all hours. Sometimes I want to do a test on the weekend, like on a Saturday. I don't want to test live during the market hours because I'm trading, something that I've already tested. Maybe I'm tired. I have a family. I don't want to test at night. Maybe I want to get up early on Saturday morning or stay up late on Saturday night, and I want to do some tests, but the markets are closed. And so this will allow me to go back and simulate live trading, but when the markets are closed, anytime, day or night. Also, you can go back and, one thing I do is I trade the news a lot. Okay, I have a whole news trading plan we publish for free on our site. And when I'm trading that, I go back and I look at specific news that comes out, specific news events, how much the market moves on that specific news event. And so I can actually go, okay, hey, how does the market react on Fed Funds Day? How does it react on NFP Day? How does it react on when this GDP is released or this interest rate is released or, whatever. And so I can just literally jump on market replay to those days, trade a strategy or idea that I have, or maybe just my regular system or strategy that I already have confidence in, but I don't have maybe confidence on how it works on NFP. Maybe I just don't trade on NFP. Well, maybe it works great going into NFP. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it works great after NFP. Maybe it just breaks down. Do you know? And that's really the question is, do you know? Are you guessing? Are you just sort of risking it? Does this work well, the day before holidays? We got July 4th coming up. Does it work well on short days? Like we have Thursday, we have a short trading day. Friday, the market's closed on most U.S. markets. So do you know? Do you have that confidence? Would you like to be able to go in and quickly backtest it? To have that confidence, not necessarily obviously certainty, because there's no certainty. It's all about probabilities and risk management. But to at least have an idea, man, this, out of the last 5 NFP reports, my system has not worked. Or maybe my system has worked 4 out of 5 times. So instead of being shy on every trade, maybe I'm going to go in, or maybe I'm like, yeah, maybe that's a day to take off and keep that money, or make NFP a holiday day for me, or whatever, or find a different system. But you really want to build confidence in your system, even after it's live, as new scenarios are coming up. Here's a new scenario for you. This is actually going to be a tricky one because there's no way to even test it. In the last 5 years, there's never been a time where we've had unemployment rate, NFP, and the European Interest Rate and Press Conference come out at the exact same time. That's happening Thursday. So there's all these unique events. Some of those you can test, some of those you can't. The ones that you can test, you definitely want to test. So you could test it on NFP. You could test it on European Interest Rate Press Conferences. They're usually on Thursday and then Friday. But they're going to be combined today. So you need to know how each one works individually so you can have proper confidence on it. And then you also need to test it on a pre-holiday day. Well, how are you going to do all that? I mean, that's going to take a lot of work unless you can just jump to a specific day like you can using Market Replay in NinjaTrader. One of my favorite quotes by Bill Brebaugh, and a very motivational guy, and he he did a little bit of trading. He was one of the head VPs that helped build up, I want to say Hewlett Packard, and he also worked for Xerox, was like the main company he worked for. And then he worked for Apollo Group and some other companies. But one of the quotes that he said I really liked, and I've remembered it ever since. He's like, practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. And I even relate this to my daughter. She's 7. I taught her how to ride a bike a couple years ago. I was like teaching her how to ride it. There's a right way to practice, there's a wrong way. Here's the hard way to practice, okay? And maybe you do or don't know this. I found this out as I was researching to teach her how to ride a bike. I mean, I remember learning to ride one, but I just taught myself. And you actually, if you practice with the wheels on and you put like training wheels on, then you become dependent on those training wheels. And when they come off, you fall down a whole lot. And it's not real fun and it takes time, okay? If you remove not only training wheels, but you also remove the pedals from the bike, and you make them practice by just moving their feet and making the bike move until they can make it move further and further, they actually learn the process of pedaling, and then eventually they can glide and just sort of scoot the bike a little bit with their feet. And I mean, within less than an hour, I taught my daughter how to ride a bike. So without her falling down, without her scraping her knee, without her crying one time, I taught her how to ride a bike in an hour because it was the right kind of practice, okay? The wrong kind of practice, painful. That's taking a lot of time. That's going live, like actually waiting for the market to move. Painful, right? Takes a lot of time. That's just going back on a chart and just clicking right with your arrow on your keyboard. So you want to make sure that you do perfect practice, which is let me get as accurate as I can. Let me get that level 1, level 2 data if needed. And let me go backwards. Let me always trade from the right side of the chart. Let me actually log my trades in NinjaTrader as I'm going. That's perfect practice. And so that's something I highly suggest that you take in. Is don't just practice. Don't just think you're doing it right, but know you're doing it right. And practice in the best way possible to expedite your learning curve and your confidence. And like I said, the goal is to expedite that learning curve, to cut it down as quickly as possible. Another example would be, when I taught my daughter to tie her shoes. I have a son right now. He's a year and a half. He'll be 2 here in a couple months. And, he has no idea what shoes are. All he knows, he doesn't want them on his feet. Okay? He's just like, why do you keep putting these on my feet? And he takes them off all the time and throws them. So, as he gets older, he'll have an idea. But right now, he doesn't know that he doesn't even know why he might want to wear shoes in certain situations. He is unconsciously incompetent. You don't know that you don't know. And, when you first start trading, or maybe when you're on a really cool webinar, you're like, man, that looks cool, that looks easy. You don't know what you don't know yet. Okay? And you just know, maybe at best you know it looks cool, but you just don't know. The one thing he does like about his shoes is they light up. That's about the best way to get him to keep them on, is because he can hit them and they can light up. He has no idea what they're for. And you want to move past that stage, okay? Once you start getting a little, understanding, a little bit of just, knowledge comes into place, and you start moving towards the conscious and competent stage. You know that you don't know, okay? And you realize, well, trading looked really cool, but wow, there's a little more to it than I thought. And you'll find out what you don't know really quick. My daughter found out, okay, well, now I know I want the shoes on. because I don't like cutting my feet on this playground or whatever, but I don't know how to tie my shoes. I just know they need to be tied or I'll trip. So she became consciously incompetent. She realized there was more to having shoes on than just them lighting up, and she realized that she needed them tied but had no idea how to do it. So once you move past that stage as a trader, and you're like, okay, well, trading is cool, and I know I want to do it, but I realize there's a lot I don't know. There's just little intricacies, like how do I use ATM strategies? How do I use chart trader? How do I use automated trading? How do I respond when this happens? How do I go flat? How do I do flat and reverse? There's little things like that aren't big, but you just don't know how to do them yet. So they're big to you. And then you move into the conscious competence stage. This is really where market replay starts kicking in. Okay? And this is where, like my daughter, like she'll be biting her tongue, and just trying to, not biting it hard, but just like, sort of sticking her tongue out and just trying to figure out how to get those little bows crossed just right to get that shoe tied. This is where you're practicing. You're starting to learn. You know what you know. You still don't know what you don't know, but you know that, like, okay, I'm starting to get this down. I understand the process. I'm still having to think about how to set that ATM up. I'm still having to think about how to activate that strategy. I'm still having to think about how to make sure I go flat and reverse. I'm thinking about it, but I know that the buttons are there. I know how they work. I just got to, I'm thinking about it. It takes me a little bit longer. So it's not just muscle memory, click in live markets. And I'm starting to learn some systems, starting to put the pieces together. From there, then I'm going to go into, and this is where you want to get to, is to unconscious competence. And that's where things just become second nature. Like, she didn't even think about her shoes now. She just ties them, right? Do you even think about tying your shoes? I mean, you put your shoe on, you tie it, you look down, it's done. You didn't think about, okay, how did I cross over? I mean, if I thought about it, it would take twice as long at this point, right? So it takes experience, it takes time, and it can be like riding a bike. You can tell a little combination there in the merger, but it doesn't have to be. It took an hour to go from not knowing to conscious competence. Now to go to unconscious competence, she's just now getting there. She knew how to ride a bike, and she could take off back on the last stage. Okay, like right here, she could ride the bike. She knew how to do it. She still had to think about it, but she could do it, and she could do it well. But, she still fell down now and then and, had to think about it, had to get that pedal in the right spot to really get it going. She's getting more and more now to where she just hops on and goes. She didn't even think about riding the bike. She didn't think about tying her shoe. You don't think about that buy, sell, reverse, flat, chart trader, switch over to ATM, turn on ATM, change up the stop and, trailing stop strategy, stuff like that. You don't even think about that. That's when you get to that point. It becomes second nature. To expedite that, you're going to want to use market replay versus spending a ton of time doing this. And then compounding competence. Compounding competence. This is where you're going to get better when you teach someone else how to do it. And, as I've had to map out steps and put things together and teach other traders, I've become a much, much better trader. Like I said, we have over 7,000 traders at Apex. Obviously, not all those are subscribers. We have a ton of free members, and that's perfectly fine. So, it's a traders helping traders community. And right now, like in our trading room, there are other traders, other elite traders, just like you, that are leading the room because they've been trading it for well over a year, many of these traders. Some of them 2 years, 3 years plus. So, they're leading the room. And they become better traders as they've led and taught other traders how to do it. And so as you get into things, as you learn things, people start asking steps, you're going to help them go from that conscious incompetence to that conscious competent stage, and that's going to help you become more unconsciously competent because you just know the answers. You have to be able to explain them verbally, not just sort of, well, I just see the chart and I just do it. People who say that usually don't just make that much money consistently, okay? Because they don't have a specific plan. I remember when my wife came to me and she's like, man, this is so cool. You're making all this money. You quit your day job. You're a trader. This is a long time ago. She's like, teach me how to do it. And I'm like, this was probably, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. And she's like, teach me how to do it. And I'm like, I have no idea. I just do it. I just see it and I just do it. And I had some big swings. I had some big ups and I had some big downs. And I realized, one, I need to get my risk under control. Two, I need to be able to be consistent, to be able to see if I was being consistent, if I was following my rules. I needed to have very defined rules. And by me forcing myself to break things down to steps, I was able to teach her and become a better trader. And then likewise, now with Apex, be able to do that, and our own traders at Apex help others. So be involved in a trading community, because that will help you as you're helping others learn the lessons you learned. It doesn't mean you've made it and you're a bazillionaire, but you've learned some things. Whatever you have learned, contribute. So that way somebody who's learned more than that can contribute and help you versus helping both people. And so we all grow together. And right here, how do you practice? How do you use market replay? How do you do it without it taking forever? How do you get through these steps? And it's going to be market replay is going to be the answer for you, but we're going to show you a little bit different way to do it. Right now, if you hop into Ninja and you want to do market replay, you're going to go to File, and then you're going to go down here, and you can download replay data. You're going to see this option. Not the batch download, but just the download option. You click on that option right there, and then when it opens up, you're going to choose level 1 or level 2, and you're going to choose what instrument you want. Okay, you can choose your different default list or whatever. Choose one instrument at a time, 1 day at a time, and click OK. And that can take forever. Can you imagine 1 day at a time per instrument? I mean, what if you want to download a year of data? What if you want to download 20 instruments and you want to test your strategy or your system on 20 different futures pairs and 10 different FX pairs? Good luck. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to load up a chart and you're going to try to hop through it, and you're not going to get the perfect practice. So I'm going to show you how to do it really quick and download all those instruments at once that you want. Download all that data at one time that you want. Okay? And so there's an add-on that Market Replay offers, and I'm going to show you a special link here in a minute. They'll give you a massive discount, so hold off on it for a second. And it's simple to use. You can select your instrument or instruments, meaning you can do multiple instruments at the exact same time. You can select the dates that you want to backtest. So you can go, you know what, give me the last month. Make it really fast, give me a quick download. You can say, give me the last 3 months, give me the last 12 months, give me these 6 instruments. Hit one button and let it do all the work in the background for you. And as an example here, basically you just add instruments to your default list, and I'll go through this with you a little bit more in a minute, but you just add instruments to your default list. You choose your dates. You choose whether you want level 1 or level 1 and 2. Basically, you only want level 2 if you're going to be looking at the DOM and time and cells and stuff like that. Otherwise, just level 1 sufficient. Otherwise, you're downloading a lot of extra data. You can add to data you've downloaded, or you can say, hey, just wipe the slate clean and put all new data on there. You can download a specific instrument, such as default, or you can say, why don't you give me all of the contracts that were the active contracts in the last 12 months. And so I could say, give me GC, and I'll put the ## right there. If you don't know about that, you can add the instrument to your instrument manager. And you go to Tools, you go to Instrument Manager, and you literally just, you'll type in GC, hit Search, click on it, and then right down here, you can choose ## and click Add. I already got it. So you can see I have all the, that's called the continuous contract, okay? But if you'll do that, and this is a really cool feature that only Market Replay offers. There's a couple of different competing products. I'll talk about, some of the advantages. But one of the advantages, not only the cost is low, but also the ability to do continuous contracts. So I don't have to go and download every contract that traded in the last 12 months. Because, if you trade futures, there's dates that you trade specific contracts and they roll over and then new ones become active. But they may have been trading for the last 12 months. You don't need the last 12 months of data. That's not going to help you. What you need is you need the specific data for the active contract during that time period. So you can do that and just choose active only and save yourself a whole lot of time. And you can download from the cloud, which means it's a lot faster. It's more stable. And they even have a cool feature where you can say modeless mode, and this is where you can actually go use Ninja if you want to while it's downloading in the background. So you can basically be downloading data and get back to the markets and let it do its thing and it'll do it fast, it'll do it efficiently, it'll do it accurately, versus having to wait on it to get done before you can get back to NinjaTrader. And so you download the data, are the steps. You're going to connect a market replay. You're going to select the instrument after you've done that. If you don't know how to connect a market replay, it's really simple. So once you've downloaded your data, and you're going to use this utility, I'll show you how to get it, but this batch download replay data, when that pops up, that's where you can select your instruments and your data and everything else. Once you've downloaded that data, then you're going to disconnect from all your other data feeds and connect to the market replay connection. And that it doesn't use your historical data, it uses the market replay data. It's two different data files in NinjaTrader. So make sure you use that connection to be able to connect to the data. Once you've done that, then you'll choose your instrument, whatever, open a chart. So I want to look at Aussie dollar, I want to look at oil, I want to look at gold, whatever. And then you just start testing, and you can actually turn it on and fast forward. As an example, in this example right here that we pulled up, this morning, a couple of them, and went in and opened it up and said, hey, I just want to look at yesterday. Okay, I just want to redo yesterday, maybe a few times over, trying to get it down. There was a certain trade, and I'm just trying to understand the dynamics. And like I said, you could have done 6 months or 12 months. I'm just wanting to replay a day, see, is there any other way I could have done this? And so just loaded 7171, and then hit, download, got it downloaded, opened up an oil chart, applied my template, and, you can see right there, it started right there from the from date. Started right there at midnight for me. And then hit play, and then the market moved a little bit, hit pause again, so you can pause it if you want to. So hit pause, now all of a sudden it's at 3 a.m. Okay? And still going. And then, as you can see, it's progressing. So pretty simple. Now it's at 10 a.m. And, this isn't really don't have to go through this, but just to see now, now we're at, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And so very, very simple. Just hit play. And you can hit fast forward and make it go faster. You can jump to a different time. A big tip for you. If you are adjusting it to start at a different time or whatever, let the chart load first. If you try to hit play before the chart's loaded, it can sort of freeze up. Just Ninja can freeze up. So once you choose your dates, let the chart download the data and load the chart. Make sure the date matches. Once it matches, then hit play and then go as fast as you want. And you can pause it. You can go to normal speed. You can fast forward. It's pretty simple. You can also place a trade. And you can use ChartTrader in Ninja. And you can use a Superdome. Either one. You can apply a strategy where you right-click and add a strategy. You can test different systems out. Just manual, discretionary trading. Test all your systems out. Here's a couple examples. This is using ChartTrader. There's a little ChartTrader link right up here. As long as you have any edition beyond the direct edition. So if you have, the free version for demo, if you have the leased or paid version, then you have ChartTrader. And so if you go over here, you can see chose ChartTrader. I had an apex entry in the morning, which means I buy if it breaks the high of the E. So got in, went long, basically did a buy over here, buy at market, and or you could do a buy at the ask. And as it went up, then I can see I'm up 8 points, $800 on the trade, and market's rising. And then of course I can close it down as well. And this is actually loading a couple weeks of data, but just showing you a current day, yesterday right here, make up $800 on the trade. Moved up to one deviation, and if you know me, you know Apex Investing, when it hits one deviation, I'm looking to tighten my stop or get out. So capture the profit and hop out of the trade. You can also go in, you can choose different accounts. You can do your replay. You can actually make multiple replay accounts if you have the full functional multi-licensed version of Ninja or multi-broker. And then you can choose different ATM strategies, and you can test those out. One of the things that we do every day over at Apex is we do what's called momentum scalps. And they're really simple. All they are is when volume is greater than expectations, then we buy if it breaks the high. So here's yesterday. This is actually our trade room right now. And Steven just sort of chilling out, watching the markets because it's going slow this morning. But so right here, we got expected volume is that orange line, okay? And we got actual volume is the blue one. And so when the actual volume exceeds the expected volume and it breaks the high of the bar, we buy on a high of the breakout. We close it 2 bars later. Just a quick scalp. In this instance, you'd basically make about $110 every scalp. So every time that blue line goes up, we're going in for 2 bars. Very, very simple. And, plenty of nice, profitable trades. Today, haven't even had a momentum scalp. It's just a quiet day. Just chilling out, keeping my money in my pocket, not giving it to the markets right now. So, but you can go back and you can test different days. So there's a lot of cool ways that you can test it out. And you can even see right here, we got the diagnostic bars now. And you can, if you want to test just a short amount of time, I recommend you just download the current month, like TF0914. And you can go back and you can test out all the momentum scalps. If you want to actually test out, more data, then you may need to do the whole pound and download all the actives and all that fun stuff. It's really easy to go in and just say test current month. And I'd say start with testing current month. Just get that down. Get perfect at using market replay. Then worry about getting 12 months down. Okay. So market replay. There's other tools out there. Why would you use market replay? It's faster to download than any of the other ones that I've used. Okay, it's built into NinjaTrader 7 itself. It's not a standalone application. It's actually built into it. So when you install the market replay connection, you're going to actually see batch download replay data. All right, so right there, batch download replay data versus download replay data, and now you can do the month range, you can do the instruments, so all those options are there for you. So that's one of the biggest features, is it's built in so it's more stable. You got multiple days and multiple instruments at the same time. Some of them allow that, some of them don't, but I know in Ninja you don't have that at all. It's one instrument, one day at a time, which isn't bad. I mean, they have the option, and they've allowed third-party developers to make even better tools that come in. And the reason is, it takes a lot of got to store all this data, and then you have to pay for data fees. I pay thousands of dollars a month just for data to get downloaded to our customers. So it costs money, and that's I don't have market replay. But like I said, it's somebody else's tool. It's Alex's tool. But just for other things I do, like deviation levels and my scanners and all that stuff that we have, we pay thousands every month to Amazon Web Server, cloud servers to be able to download that data. So that costs money, and so you want to get a tool that actually is, basically utilizing that. You can download it from 2 sources. You can use the data cache servers on the cloud. You can use the Ninja servers. So I recommend using the cloud, but you can use either one. If you don't choose cloud, it'll use the other source. If there is an issue with one or the other, you can flip over. So it's nice to have 2 different places to go. It's just I always have 2 data connections. You can maybe you use CQG Continuum, and maybe you also have Kinetic. So I like to, or there's multiple data feeds, but as a couple examples. And you might want to have that backup, just in case one does have an issue, you can hop over to the other one. Same thing with your market replay. If I sit down Saturday and I want to do a replay, well, what if the cloud thing is down? It should never be down, it's a cloud, but let's just say it was. Or what if Ninja is doing an upgrade? Because they got all these cool things coming out, NinjaTrader 8's coming out. Maybe they're doing an upgrade, maybe the historical data is not available for a couple hours, one night. And that's right when you want to do replay. Well, now you have 2 sources to do it, so it doesn't have to slow you down. One of the most unique features is continuous contract support. I don't know any other data replay out there that actually has continuous contract support. And basically what that means is I can go over here, I can do batch data download. I can say, show me, let's say just oil, okay? And if I go to oil, give me the last, we'll just say month, okay? And I can say either download the actual continuous contract, or what I do personally, you can do it either way. Okay, what I do is I say give me the active only. Because by doing that, I'm going to be able to use merging and rolling data. I'm going to be able to pull volume, things that I need to use my indicators, like to use my expected volume indicators and my expected range indicators. I need the actual contract. I don't need the continuous contract. It won't pull it for me. Because we actually program our indicators to pull the right dates of the right contracts looking historically. So, choose active only, and then I'll choose cloud only, and I'll choose modeless, and then I'll tell it to download. And I'll let it do its thing. And now it just starts downloading the data. You can see it's going through, it's grabbing it all, pulling it from the cloud, and I can proceed. I can go ahead and use Ninja and all its functions at the exact same time. I don't have to wait. I can activate live data. I can do whatever I want to do right now, and I can keep trading. So it's pretty cool. Very simple. And then there are like ads on here, but you can turn those ads off. Like there's a kinetic ad right there. But you can also close the ads down with their upgraded version. So you don't have to have any ads. It's another benefit. And you can see it's really, I mean, we're looking at the last month of data. Now, if I downloaded level 2, it would have taken a little bit longer because I'm getting every single itty-bitty tick. But, I mean, that was right there. That was a month. That's how long it took me to do a month of data. How long does it take you to do a month of data if you want to download 1 day at a time on oil? It's going to take a lot longer than that, right? So, makes it really, really easy to do. And then I just go, file, and I do connect, and I do market replay connection. And now I'm connected. Now I can open up a chart, go to file, new, chart. I can open up oil. So let's say open up CL. Probably won't go through this entire example here. But, just to open up a really basic chart and then click it, let it get loaded. And, there's the chart. It's up. I can replay it. And I can use the full market replay connection to go backwards, go forwards. All the fun features that are built in. So you got the easy active contract support. You have the continuous support. And again, it's an ad-free option. Also, this is not a lead generator tool. I know one of the tools that are out there, and it's a third. It's a external application, but it's a lead generation tool for another company. So what they're doing is they're saying, "Hey, this is free," but really you're signing up for their email address, and they're going to spam you a bunch. So it's not really spam because you gave them permission when you downloaded it. And it's not a bad tool. I don't have anything bad to say about it necessarily specifically. I'm just saying it's a lead generation tool. You're buying market replay data, or you're using the free market replay data. That's what it's for. And so it's not a lead generation tool for another company. Market replay is its own company. So how do you get it? Well, if you want to get a discount, hop on over and you can go to apexinvesting.com/replay. Okay, again, that's apexinvesting.com/replay. And just show you the link right here. And right here. There we go. And that'll forward directly to the discount link for you. So we have a lot of customers at Apex. Like I said, we have thousands of traders. We talked to Alex, like, hey, can we get a special deal for everybody? And he was like, sure. All right, so if we hop on over, we look at that, and you can see there's a discount right now. Usually it's free, by the way. They do have a free version. And let me give you a couple tips along the way I'm doing this. One, make sure that if you download the free version, that you use whatever your PayPal email address is, okay? You need to use the same email all the way through. Otherwise, you're going to have to email them, what was your other email? What is your PayPal email? Please activate it. If you want free, easy activation, when you're ready to upgrade, if you want easy activation, use the same email address, okay? On the free version, you can't download level 2 data, which you're going to want for, volume, time and sells, all that fun stuff. You don't have access to the continuous contract, and, they get support, but it's just, obviously, they're going to respond faster to people who are customers, and there's advertisements. You can't turn them off. With the Pro version, you basically get everything except for the advertisements, which is good. You can turn those off. And you can do, 1 license or 2 license packs. So maybe you want to put it on, 2 computers, your laptop and your desktop. Well, with the 2 license pack, you can do that. You get a further discount on it. And also, there's a cloud subscription built in that you can take advantage of. They give you 2 years of that cloud data. That's really fast. But, for free. So, you'll be able to use it forever. But if you want to use the cloud data, obviously, because the cloud costs money to support, to put the data up there, so you can be downloading it over and over and over again. But, anyways, instead of $150, it's $99.95. And instead of $175, instead of $250, it's $175. And I know this is like a July 4th special. I know it's good today. We'll probably do another discount, not as low as this, going to $120 after today's over. So, and when I say we, I mean Alex. So, not used to presenting somebody else's stuff for him. But, and you can pay by Bitcoin. That's cool. He added that on. So for anybody who has some Bitcoin. But anyway, so basically you're talking about 35% off right there. It's a huge discount, massive discount on both of them. And that's right now. Normally, if you come back, next week, it's going to be $150 or $250. So a pretty cool deal that he worked out. And I was like, hey, let's do a promotion for the webinar. We got July 4th coming up. And this is a great weekend to do market replay because you got a long weekend. Markets are closed. This is the time to do some testing. Anyway, so apexinvesting.com/replay again is the link for you to get that discount. And, we've actually, like I said, we'll probably do a little bit further extension on the price down to 119. I keep saying we. Alex will probably, I know he'll reduce it down to 119 after today, but right now for today it's $99 or $179. So if you're wanting to get that massive discount, and you want to get basically all the way down to 99, then sign up today for it. So what do you do? What do you need to do? Okay, let's say you just now signed up and you want to get set up. What are the steps to get you going? Going over to the website, download the free version or the paid version, whatever. But just click on support, and there's a whole tutorial section. So let me show you that because I want to make sure that when you're off this webinar, you can go do this if you're ready. Go to installation right there. So support, it'll take you right to installation. Okay, and you'll download it. Okay, and there's the installation steps, the upgrade steps. So you download the latest add-on from this link right here. Okay, and in the control center. So once you download it, you're going to go to File. You're going to import File, Utilities, Import Ninja. They'll say, hey, are you sure you want to do this? You say yes, and you'll select the folder. So where do you want it to go to? Okay. So to find out where that is, okay, well, I downloaded, I don't know where you download your stuff. I downloaded my stuff to this location. Find that file. And once you've activated it, just make sure you follow these exact steps. The installation will say successful. Now close and reopen NinjaTrader. Okay? And then once you upgrade, if you haven't already upgraded, then you may need to go in and re-download it, but I think it'll actually automatically do it for you as long as you use the exact same email address. And Alex can confirm that, whether or not you need to even do the upgrade steps if you just go in and buy it at the same time. But the worst thing is you just go back and re-download it, so it'll walk in your computer ID for you, okay? And then restart Ninja. But bottom line is, download it, install it, restart Ninja, like pretty much any other indicator that you use. And you'll be good to go. So, it should take you just a couple minutes. And, they have there's the installation links. There's a free registration link, how to use. But all those links are just right on their site. You don't have to memorize them. You don't have to write them down. So, big one you're going to want is just the apexinvesting.com/replay to get the discount. And we'll be sending that out to all of our Apex customers as well, so they get that if they weren't able to be on the webinar. Question was, is the webinar live or recorded? It is live, but I am recording it. So you'll be able to go back and review it, okay? And let's see here. That will be the discounts after you get the discount license back. By the way, when you order, it'll actually tell you to enter your machine ID. Just in case you haven't done this before. At Apex, we actually automate it where you just log in with your username. But your machine ID will be able to here, and I'm going to pull it up because it'll actually show my license key. But you can go over here to About, and you can pull up your machine ID. It'll be in there in the screen. And it's pretty cool. He has a screenshot showing you how to do it. If you just click that Learn How to Get Machine ID, then the site will show you. I want to say right here, if I click Buy Now, and click that. Yeah, it'll take me right to it. This is how to get my machine ID. So you go to Help, go to About, and then there's your machine ID right there. And pretty simple. Okay. So use that link, get going, and that's it. So that's a market replay. I just hope you take advantage of it, try it out, and it's definitely going to help you expedite your learning curve and get things going. And from there, I'll hand it on back over to Alex and Justin, if y'all got anything to add on.